Hey up ducks, my name's Sazzle and welcome back to my channel. Today we have got a really exciting video, and I know I said that last week, okay, let me be excited because this is my completed island of Marmalade. With this island, there's a little bit of a backstory. I started this back in November when lockdown 2 for the UK was going on, so this was kind of my passion project during that time, and I really just wanted to make an island that was comfy and cozy and didn't adhere to a specific core, if that makes sense. So let's have a look at the map, shall we? And as you can see, I'm not a clout chaser when it comes to villages, and I've got Rowan, Benjamin, who is probably one of my favourite villagers of all time. Absolute babe that he is. We've got Leopold, Patty, B, O'Hare, who is also very cute, Crackle, Deirdre, Wart Jr. and Elise. Now, I will not accept any Elise slander. She is living her best drag queen fantasy, in my opinion. So without further ado, let's visit Marmalade Island. So as you come to the main entrance past the airport, you've got one of 3 options to go towards resident services, up to a residential area, or right to the shopping district. So for the sake of this tour, I'm going to go up to the first set of residential housing. And I really wanted this island just to be kind of natural, and orange core is basically what the theme is. So lots of orange trees, as this island, in terms of lore, I wanted to be somewhere that makes the best marmalade in the entire world and has kind of ancient roots in that way. So here we've got a really nice untouched natural area with a fishing hole, lots of flowers around, shrubbery, you know how it be. And this leads us to our first house, which belongs to B. And B lives next door to Elise. Now, I like to see these two as costume makers, so they have their own little crafting table. Elise has left some glasses on the floor, and just to evoke that really cute, cozy, friendly neighborhood crafting vibe. So if you head in between these 2 houses, we have our first bridge. Now on the left hand side you will see the orange orchard, and on the right is where Wart Jr. lives. I really wanted to give him quite a swampy, derelict vibe because he is my only cranky villager, and I thought he deserves a bit of space. He's had a hard life as Wart Jr. He's one of the key jam makers on this island, so he deserves his own little tranquil place, and I've just used the prison bars to make the bridge, as everyone does. So here we have another little natural area that takes you up to the 3rd layer. As you can see, I'm not master terraforming by any means. I just kind of wanted to have a really chill, natural, mountainous vibe, as it were. So we're going up to my second bridge because I'd been watching a lot of tutorials on the internet and I thought that these bridges look really cute. So off to the right hand side you can see the lighthouse, which is kind of why I've done this tour at night time, and next to the lighthouse lives Benjamin, so we'll go up and see his house around about now. I absolutely love Benjamin's house. So as you can see, I've given him a small apiary and lots of cute little pathway stones leading up to his house, because he deserves it. Benjamin is bae, and they deserve the absolute world. So this is where I keep the rest of my fruit trees. So Marmalade is an orange only island, but I wanted to make sure that there was some sort of representation for the other fruit trees, and kind of the lore around this island is to have, you know, oh, why have these other fruit trees spawned when this is a Marmalade only island, and they kind of wanted to keep this a secret from the tourists that visited. And I also thought it'd be cute to put the Lily of the Valley here too. So coming down the steps we have Patty's house, who's got a cute little cake stand, and then next door to Patty lives Rowan, who's got more of an oriental kind of vibe, and even though his house isn't overtly orange per se, I still think it's really cute and it suits him. And Rowan was one of my starters too, so I've got to keep him. Coming down the steps is one of my favourite areas of the island actually. It's my outdoor library and printing press area, so I really wanted this to evoke a really cozy homegrown vibe where villagers can sit down, read a book, chill out by the water, and just have a nice little jolly time. They can play the piano if they want to, because I can't play. And to the left hand side we have the magazine and book stand right about here, which I think turned out really cute and cozy. I love using the loom item as a printing press. I just think it's really cute and it could fit a lot of themes and is a really understated item. So coming across this little simple bridge, we are reaching kind of the resident services key area, and to the right we have our little orange orchard, which is the most prominent part of the flyover, so I wanted to make it really lush, and as you can see I'm struggling to get through because of just how lush it is. And Crackle looks after the orchard, so he's got a really simple house which fits it perfectly, and I just wanted to yeet loads of flowers and trees into this space, if I'm being totally honest, and just make it as cluttered as possible. Oh, and we've got KK Slider absolutely beating up that guitar. Slay Queen. And like I said, this area I just wanted to be very collaborative, so you can see that we've got a little crafting area for all of the villagers to use here, and it's just kind of the central hub of Marmalade, as it were, which brings you down to the entrance. But if we go through this path here, it takes you through the little beach party area, which is kind of purposely hidden away from any tourists, and it's just a nice place for all of the guys to chill out and have a little swim in the pool, have a bit of a sunbathe, have an ice lolly, and just have a vibing time when they're not busy making jam for the masses. Oh, and look at Deirdre here. Absolute vibe. How much filler have you had there, hun? Okay, so heading back to the front of the island here, we're going to go right this time. So I've made this little cascading waterfall as an entrance piece, so that when I'm coming to do trades on Nukazon or anything like that, it's just a cute little entrance point for people visiting me. This leads me into Newt's Cranny and the little market area. So this is obviously NPC Village, as I like to call it, where you've got Flick and CJ's stalls with butterflies and fish and all of that sort of gubbins for when they're visiting the island. I just thought it was a nice bit of world building, really. And following on the stall feel, we've got Leopold's house, who is actually the plant seller, and I am super proud of this villager house. I don't know why I decided to give him so much love and attention, but I think it turned out really cute. Look at him go. You examine that cosmos, hun. You're doing a oh, and now he's watering it. Thanks, mate. See, what I love about my villagers is they actually all do their part. They're either watering flowers or sweeping up and not just sitting there doing absolutely nothing, which is always nice. Now, these are my leftover flowers. Every island has one, okay? And if you say that you don't, you're either lying or you've hidden them at the back of the island. I don't make the rules. Oh, and a little DIY has occurred. Let's see what we've got. Oh. I've learnt the golden helmet. Why do I find that so funny? We move. And that's kind of it for that side of the island. Obviously, we've seen Walt Jr. and Benjamin's house. So this time we're going to go to the left-hand path across resident services, which is the more historic part of Marmalade, kind of the bit that people don't really see, and merging into the tourist area. But before that, we kind of have a bit of a check-in area, kind of like an information centre really about the island. So Isabel can come and sashay up here to answer any questions right outside resident services. So coming across my diagonal bridge, I know, very sexy, is the Able Sisters courtyard area, and I'm really proud of this one. So they've got a nice little picnic area for when they come and have their lunch breaks. They've got a beautiful view of the cascading waterfall here with the mini island in the middle. Look how cute. I just think it's really peaceful and serene and exactly the kind of vibe that they deserve, really, after being on their feet all day. Listen, I've worked in fashion retail and that shit is hard work, okay? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I just really like the level of detail that I've put into this build in particular. I don't know why. You'll probably tell me that it's mediocre, but I don't care. And right outside the Able Sisters, we've got a few of my favourite custom designs. Heading up this next set of stairs, we have Deirdres' house. Now, an interesting one about Deirdre is that she is the master potter of the island. So where I am from IRL, it's kind of like the pottery capital of the UK. So a lot of people's teapots were made from my hometown, and I just kind of wanted to give a bit of an homage to that, really. And both of my parents worked in the pot industry. Pot, not pot as in, you know, but the pottery industry. And I've just used quite a few items to evoke that. So I've got the clay furnace, a few of the clay items, and I just think it looks really cute and fits well with Deirdre's house. So then going further on to the left hand side is the Sunken Museum. Now I wanted to give the museum a bit of a grandeur, but without kind of making it really tall. I see that quite a lot, but I don't really see a sunken museum as often, and it's very cramped and compact and just kind of screams Blathers to me. I just feel like his home and area should be very chaotic neutral or chaotic good and just full of stuff as it should. But I think this area turned out really cute, and I like how it is lit, fam. Continuing on to the left, we have the old railway station of the island, so I would see this as the old abandoned form of making your way onto the Marmalade Island when it was just starting off trading and manufacturing the jam. So this is really where the island should end. However, Tom Nook in his infinite wisdom decided to make this area into the key tourist hotspot for Marmalade. So you follow on this quite natural pathway into the cake stands, which is obviously filled with Marmalade's own special artisan jam, of course. And I kind of wanted to make sure this area was very built upon the nature. I didn't want it to feel forced and kind of extremely modernised, if that makes sense. Have I thought too much into this? Probably. It's just a game. But I'm a lore queen at heart. So coming down the steps, we have our campsite area. Now, O'Hare just seems like a bit of a party guy. You know what I mean? Like the shirt, the hat, the vibes. In general, it just screams cool dude running a campsite. So that's what his role is on the island. So as you can see, I've got the kids' tent and I've got the Cosmos shower over there, which just kind of gives off that very naturey vibe with the tiki torches, so people can see where they're going and so you don't trip over when you go for your midnight poo and all that sort of stuff. But I love the kids' tents. I wish I had more colours in it, but never mind. So we've got a nice little beach barbecue area with the ukulele, which for some reason just reminds me of that scene in The In-Betweeners 2 where Will sings, you know the one. I'm not going to attempt it, but it's iconic. I'm also a fan of keeping my beaches quite bare for some reason, and I think cluttered beaches look fabulous, but I could never. I don't think. And this is O'Hare's house, which gives off the very sort of information cottage hut vibes. And going up to the right hand side here is kind of the sneaky way back to the resident services. which is just more of a convenience for me more than anyone else, let's be honest. So we're coming up to the final area of Marmalade, which is my humble abode. And by humble, I mean it's kind of unfinished, but I don't really feel like I'd add any more to it. So right outside here, we've got the rare mum garden, which I love the mums. I think they're my favourite flower in the game, but the purple and green obviously don't fit the orange core aesthetic that I have. And neither does my house, to be honest. I kind of want it to match with its surroundings, but kind of be a bit of a beacon, if that makes sense. And as you can see, the secret beach is here, and I wanted to keep it very basic for when Red comes into town and leaves all of his art all over the place. Yeah, it's not the one for me. Didn't really think that through, to be honest, when placing my house. So I've got a little tea table here, which is nice and chill and relaxing. I'm next door neighbours with Rowan, so I can say hi to him. And to the left of the house is kind of like a sewing laundry area. So very humble, I think, like nothing too fancy for my house, because this is probably what I would have in real life if I lived on this island. So this is my front room, infested with cucarachas. So it's very cluttered and self-contained. As you can see, the kitchen is included in this room as well. I just think it gives off a very like apartment flat vibes, with obviously the retro wall, loads of mum items, lots of greenery, and using the Turkey Day items. It just fits the vibe of the island, okay? Nothing fancy. Not in the slightest, but it suits me, and I think it's very true to what I would have in real life if I was allowed to decorate my house orange. So going into the far left room first is my bedroom. Now those of you who saw my previous video, and if not I will link it in the description or as a little bubble at the top of this video, you will have seen this in the intro to that video, and thank you very much for everyone who watched that video so far. It really means the world that you would watch it. So this room kind of just reminds me of my old childhood bedroom, to be honest. So very pink, very cluttered, a little bit whimsical, a little bit cutesy, and just kind of basic and not too stylized, if I'm being totally honest. Completed with the Aries rocking chair, because Aries representation. And just cutesy little vibes, and I love it, and I would sleep in there. I really would. Okay, so going into the most northern room of the house is my bathroom, and it's blue. It's the only blue thing on the island, and again, it's nothing too overly stylized, but it would be something that I would have IRL. So using the simple panels to block off the bath area and blue themed items on the wall. It's very basic, Baroness basic over here, but it's cute and I love it. And for the room on the right hand side, we have a little library and reading nook area, and if I'm being totally honest, this room was just made to boost my score in Happy Home Academy. Because I'm not really an interior designer on this game. I want to be better at it, but I'd rather do themed buildings. Like in my next island, I really want to make like a crazy fun house that you would see at an arcade. I think that'd be really cool, but in terms of actually designing home interiors, it's not my favourite thing to do, which is weird because I really love interior design in real life. But as a matter of fact, my favourite room of this entire house is the loft, which as you can see is very loft-like, with the battered walls, with all of the trash items at the top, and this is where I complete all of my DIY. I just really like how the room turned out. It just kind of looks like my loft in real life, with the amount of stuff that's just put in here, and I know it's kind of a mess. But so is my life, and so is my chaotic gameplay through Animal Crossing, so I think it's very true to form, if I'm being totally honest. And that was actually the very last thing that you see on my island. Like I say, I'm not a beach decorator. If there's no reason to go up to those beaches, I will not go, and I will not be decorating. So that was very much it. So I really hope you enjoyed looking at my island marmalade. Please drop a like if you like this video and comment what your favourite part of the island is, or any kind of video Animal Crossing related that you'd like to see next from me. Now, I will be starting my brand new island very, very soon in the next week, so the next episode that you will see on this channel will be on my new island, which is really cool. I'm doing a dystopian wasteland abandoned theme park theme, so very specific, and I'm looking forward to the challenge, as it's going to be very different to this island. So once again, I hope you enjoy. Please subscribe to my channel. That would mean the absolute world to me if you like content like this and want to see more. And I will see you all next time. Bye, ducks.